Hey, welcome back. You guys know exactly what's going on here, right? The last video. Okay. As you well know, we broke the transmission, broke a shift fork. So what is our plan of attack? Well, third gear, not third gear, but third gear synchro in this car is a little gimpy. So what we're going to do is we have the transmission that we pulled out of, here goes the airplane, of course. We have the, okay, we're back from our slight interruption. We broke the transmission, so we took the transmission out of Super Secret. What you may not know about that transmission is that it had basically I put new synchros in it, and I had put a new third gear in it from where the dog teeth were rounded a little bit from where I had broke the keys in it once before and bashed it to death, still trying to shift it and stuff like that. It's a learning curve. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the transmission from Super Secret, which you already have out. We're going to take the tail shaft off. We're going to take the top cover off, take a look at it, and then we're going to take the synchros or the synchro out of it, and we're going to use its top cover and synchro. And then we also can kind of look around in it and see what else, maybe what's going on with it, and then we can just order all the parts at once to fix that transmission or get it ready to go again. In the meantime, we can use parts out of it to get this transmission going right now. And we'll just use the top cover from this transmission to fix and put in Super Secret transmission, which will ultimately, I think, end up going in the Dirty Pickle. But I'm not 100% sure on that. So anyway, but I am 100% sure on what we're doing. Cheese Puff is going crazy right here. I don't know what she's doing, digging a hole or something, acting nuts. Anyway, so it's kind of chilly outside. I don't know if I'm gonna get the transmission out this afternoon. We are losing the light in a hurry here, so if not, we'll be working on it tomorrow. But that is our plan of attack. We got to get the brain back up and going. Track days, and we have gotten killed on track days this year, and this fall, winter, rain outs, just general stuff. Man, we have not done a good job with scheduling and being able to get to the track and stuff. It's been mildly frustrating, but anyway, so that's my problem, not your problem. So let me get to work. And at least get the car jacked up and get jack stands under it, and let's make some progress on it. All right, we'll be back. Okay, we've got the T5 from Super Secret opened up, and whoa, Growler. Oh, yeah. She's not nearly the helper out Callie is. Okay, you know how we had some issues with second gear in this car? This might be a little bit hard to see, but check out these dog teeth right here. Sorry, there, you can get a good look at them right there. You can tell that they're pretty rounded down. This is what they're supposed to look like. This is a not as bad second gear. Now you look at those, how bashed they are, and then you look at these. So this is supposed to look, it's supposed to look like that, but it doesn't. So, anywho, that's what our second gear situation had consisted of. Is a little bit of an issue. We'll get this transmission put back together. We just got to find a few parts for it, but at least we know what the problem was. It was this. So we're going to take our top cover and use it. I haven't really looked at the clutch fork really closely, but I think it just looked okay. I haven't examined it. I just want to look at this real quick. So we still got to pull the bearing retainer off, pull the input out. We got to pull fifth gear off, and then we can slide all this junk out. Well, I don't know. We may not go that far into it. As a matter of fact, I don't know what we're going to do. Let me think about it.
meter. It was showing a glare on the camera. Hold on a second. Let's come over here a little bit. Oh, yeah. You want some? Oh, hold on. Let me get a drink first. Oh, that's good. Here, you guys take a shot of it too. Good now. All right. It's good stuff. All right. Here's a T5. Man, this thing looks. I mean, it looks brandsy new inside. Holy moly. This might literally be one of the nicest ones I've ever opened up. Man, this thing looks good, which probably means it run like crap. So, looking good. Let's jump back on the stand for a second and talk just for a minute, real quick like. Okay, here we are. We got our, we're getting into Mountain Dew pretty heavy this morning. We've got our T5. What are we doing? Our original plan and our plans change a lot, as you can tell. Our original plan was to pull the ProMotion 295 T5 out of the brain, and we were just going to swap the top cover out and then fix our top cover. Then we got the bright idea, and we were going to order a synchro and whatever. But then we got the bright idea of taking Super Seeker's transmission and, you know, taking his top cover and doing this and that. So then, in our infinite wisdom, there's a lot of moving parts that go on with my projects as far as what car's going to get what. Things constantly change because I get new parts or change my plan on something, and things just get moved around. So that's why hey guys, I'm doing this. There's certain cars that will get certain combinations. Those are fixed in stone in my head. That's the way it's going to be, and that's not going to change. But other cars, things are flexible. So what we were originally going to do was we were going to fix the T5, the ProMotion T5 that's in the brain, and we were going to run it with the ported heads. I wanted to see if we needed to put more gear in the back, such as a 488, and then I would have to go buy one, and then I would take the 456 that's out of the brain and put it in another car. The reason for doing this is because of the 295 first gear. It works so well in crusty that I thought, you know, that in the brain maybe I could put more gear in the back. But in all honesty, that car isn't super powerful. It isn't super heavy, so anything like that. So instead of using that transmission in the brain, much like I've done with the A5 out of the blue and silver car, maybe I should put it somewhere where it might do more good or might be more useful. So what I decided then was possibly put a 335 T5 in the brain. So I'll pick up a bunch of first gear, which has worked out well in the silver car, in the blue dragon. They've all seemed to respond well to it. So why not try it in brain? In that way, maybe I just won't do the 488s and just buy the 456 because they're technically cheaper than the 488s. So then I would just fix the 295 transmission and use it in the dirty pickle with the supercharger. So I haven't actually worked out the economical numbers on that, because at the end of the day, I was going to use Super Seeker's old transmission in the dirty pickle, but at this point in time, there's a possibility that transmission could just basically become a parts trans. I don't know. I'm fixing to take the input shaft out of it and use that. Now, I could always put it back together because we're going to have to buy a second gear for it. But at some point, it just almost makes more sense to use it. The parts are worth more than fixing it if I don't actually need the transmission. So, I mean, we're not going down a road that we can't come back from, you know. So, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to put this 335 99 through 04 V6 transmission in. We're going to change it. We're going to do the input. Of course, we're going to have to do the keys. And we're going to do a cluster support. And as you guys well know, while I could take this cluster support out of the Super Seeker transmission, why would I do that when I can rock out one of these Kentucky Chris custom-made cluster supports? And, you know, I'd rather have one of these in there because, hey, he's a sub. He's hooked me up with these. And I just think it's cool. In some of our certain cars, Krusty's got one. It's killing it. Blue Dragon's got one. It's killing it. So why not put one in Brain and let it kill it too with a Kentucky Chris cluster? So holding our T5's guts together, man. Can't have our guts falling out. So I think that's what we're going to do. The more I think about it or talk about it, the more I'm talking myself into it. So, I mean, I'm already got the transmission tore apart, and it looks so good, but I honestly think that's really where we're going to go here. We're going to do that. So, anyway, that's a lot of talking. Sorry, I know, but sometimes the explanations keep the questions down. You guys know what I'm doing. So, and for all the people that ask about doing the V6 stuff into the Foxes, we've covered this ad nauseum, I think. There are some differences. The tail shafts are machined a little differently for the Synchro, and it's got the reluctor wheel here for the speed sensor. So if you want to use a mechanical speedo, you're gonna have to drill. You're gonna have to drill the main shaft. It doesn't have a provision to hold the clip, and of course you'll have to change the input shaft if you're going to put it in a Fox bell housing combination. So those are a few of the little differences, and you know, I don't care about having a speedo. It's not a big deal to me. I just want it to stay together. And these transmissions are actually really good. They're basically the equivalent of the 90, 91 through 95 ones. They're like 300 foot-pounds. You know, that's all just a number, but they're still one of the better factories, probably the best factory transmission you can get. That was basically put. I know some people will argue the taper bearing Cobra ones, but I don't know how big of a fan I am of those, of that taper bearing thing. But anyway, other than that, this thing looks pretty good. So let me get back to work and get it started pulling apart, and I'm blah 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 blah. All right, here's another thing. We've went over this before, but I figured I'd show it one more time. These are the factory springs and keys. You see how they're hollow? They're just a stamped thing. These things tend to flatten out, and the ends will start opening up, and then you start missing gears. These are the billet ones. They're a solid piece. We've never had a failure with these. Here's one other thing, that the factory springs are single hooked, so it'll hook in here when you've got it, when you've got it set in, it'll hook in there, and this end just goes around the last key, so it's just sitting kind of like, sorry, I can't do this. Well, it's on the other side of it, of course, like that, and you don't have to worry about it. Now, on these, obviously, you can't hook the springs into these, so they're double-ended, so they'll grab a little bit on the outside of each one, like so. But I have used a factory spring with a billet key before, and we haven't had one come up. But the springs do come with these right here, and these are also basically the same keys for a T56. The springs are just different. They have a larger spring, but they actually use the same key. So anyway, we're fixing to put that together real quick, and then we'll put it back on. We'll put it back on our main shaft, and we'll be ready to start putting it back together. We, like I say, we've got our Kentucky Chris bearing retainer on here. We had to use a little bit thinner shim than the factory, well, another factory one that we had. This one, we're good to go. The other one had just a little bit of drag, and I happen to have a shim that, a factory shim that was just about perfect. I could have re-shimmed it with our, you know, we got a bunch of shims anyway, so we could have made it the way we wanted it, but it was easier doing it like that. So, all right, cool. Let's get this put together. And yeah, this is my heater. So, all right, it's almost lunchtime too. You know how that goes, guys. All right, we'll be back. Okay, we've got it put together. Got a spring going this way, and then the other side, the spring is kind of going this way. They're kind of opposite each other. So there we go. It is ready to put back together and get back in the car, or on the main shaft. Oh man! All right, here we go. ProMotion says so on. Got a sticker. Oh Lord.
Still tight. Still pretty tight. It's got a little bit of play in it, but we had this thing out. Damn, I'm trying to remember when I had it out. 2011 maybe. I had it out. Put the billet keys in. So it's got a little bit of play, but we'll take care of that once we put it in. Once we put it in the oh yeah, look at that baby, brass shift cup. Woo, I have to swap that over. I splurged. That was like $20. Anyway, we got it out. Now we just gotta finish piecing our other transmission together and stick it in there, and should have it running tomorrow. I'll probably finish the transmission up this afternoon, and then we'll get it in. We'll put it in the morning. We'll be ready to go out and hopefully rip some gears and not break it again. So that would kind of suck. All right, well, let me carry this in the shop, and I've got a cold Mountain Dew I'm fixing to pour into my cup. So, all right, cool. That sounds cool. Them kids over there at that park, they're having a much better time than I am. I promise you. They're probably just as dirty though. Oh God, get them. We got our input out of the super secret trans, along with our steel bearing retainer. Man! Oh my gosh. Oh. Let the thunder roll. Woo! Man! Alright, kiddos. We've got it back together. We had to shim the front bearing retainer a little bit. It was actually a little tight. We had a I think it was a 43 that was in it, and it was tight. So I put a 35 in it, and to loosen it up just a little bit, and it's pretty good. Still got some decent drag on it. So, and it feels okay. Fifth, good. Reverse, good. First, good. Second, good. Third, good. Fourth, good. So, okay, like I say, we made chicken salad out of oh, really miss. Okay, first, second, third. That'll be all right. Well, it's going to have to be. We're going to find out once we put it in the car, and it's probably close to 4:30 or so. That's going to be tomorrow. We'll put it in the morning, and should have it running for lunch, and hopefully everything's going okay, and we can kind of test it out. On a side note, the forecast for this weekend is rain, of course. Man, we can't. It's not just us. The track. It just kills the track. You can't make money if you're not open, but you know what? You still got to pay the bills. So, man, it sucks for them. They had an event tomorrow, Saturday, and it looks like it's gonna get rained out. Man, I feel bad for them because, you say you can't make no money. You can't make money off test and tune guys either. So, anyway, but it's probably gonna rain this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, so, like I say, I'm not sure when we're gonna be able to get it up there. But trust me, the next track trip should be this car unless we break it again. So anyway, enough talking. Let me cut you guys off and start getting things ready for put the transmission in tomorrow, and then we'll be driving it and we'll be in the car. Yay! And we'll be spinning tires and just having ourselves a merry old time. All right, cool. Guys, And I mean, honestly, the track can't catch a break either.
But it seems that it did escape my attention that I didn't do the infamous, what will it run? All right, this is about a 35 pound Next Walmart mountain bike. No, actually we're not racing this. I can ride it though, don't make fun of me. What will it run? The fastest. Now please, you guys be reasonable, okay? The fastest the brain has ever ran was a 705. That was back in 2011. That's like 9 years ago. It was stone cold. The DA was like 1,000 foot below. It has ran a couple other, like a 06 and a 09 and maybe two 09s, and it ran some 11s and 12s and 13s and 14s. It's made about 30 passes in the teens. Now this happened on 3 different race nights or days, and the weather was fantastic. So let's be reasonable here. The fastest it's went on the channel was a 715. That was like January of 2019, January, February. It went one 715 and went like a 21, and it's been a couple other 20s. So most of you guys have seen it running like 730s and stuff. We were having some EC issues and just other little general issues. It seems like MSD problems, stuff like that. So the fastest ever been on the channel is 715. So you guys tell me, what's it going to run? All we changed were going to the ported heads that David did. They're not crazy ported. He did a little bowl work. He didn't do a ton in the intake runner. He got the valve guides down, and he did more on the exhaust. I don't know what David would have to chime in, and maybe I'll ask him and put it in editing. What level are these? Are these the Street Sweeper T-Rex X Exterminator heads, stage 9s? I don't know. I'll have to ask him. He's the guy that did them. So, and they were milled 30. So, and they got beehive springs. We took our stock GT40s off, and we're putting those ported heads on, as you well know, and we went from a 295 T5 to a regular 335 T5. We also are probably going to be about maybe 30 or 40 pounds lighter, maybe 40 pounds, let's call it 40. 40 pounds lighter. So those are the 3 changes. The transmission is probably a wash almost, but you tell me, what's it going to run? I know that's a lot of information, but I just want you guys to have all the knowledge before you make your guesses, because your life depends on it. Not really, but still. So what's it going to run? We have a number in our head that we're hoping to attain with it. But you know, weather and track always play a factor in it. It's not just about the car, it's about everything. The driver, this guy, everything's got to be on point, because we're not working with a lot. We're working with a little, trying to do a lot. So You guys tell me what's going to run. And that will conclude this What Will It Run. I will see you guys in the next clip as we end the video.
Well, that's going to do it, thankfully. This video is over for you guys and for me. Now, I have to edit it all, and you know how I feel about editing. It sucks. But it probably doesn't suck as much as this video. So, anyway. But, we got, the brain is now, he's ready. He's ready for the track. We got the heads on, the whole ordeal with getting the heads, and that was self-inflicted. I own that. That was on me. Thanks again to Pirate and Kevin for kind of, you know, seeing what I didn't see or whatever. So, and then of course broke the transmission, or broke a shift fork. It's not broken, but you know. And think I'm happy with the idea of how I wanted to change things up instead of putting that transmission back in this car. I'm happy with putting the Junkyard T5 in here. And we'll use the ProMotion transmission once we fix it. We'll put it in the Dirty Pickle, and I think that'll work out good. You know, or whatever. So, but I think I'm going to be happy with this. We've had some good results with the 456, 335 T5 first gear, 456 rear combination in some of our cars. We've had some good luck with that, or I've been happy with it. So hopefully that'll work out, and we won't have to put 488s in this car. I can just buy some 456s for one of the other cars I was going to use these gears in. It's less work and less money, and I like both of those options. So, hey Growler, what's up? So anyway, you're getting fat, girl. Since we got her fixed, she's getting fat. So anyway, I guess that's gonna wrap it up. I know it's a lot of talking. Sorry guys. You've guys seen a bunch of these T5 videos. But thanks for subscribing. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for watching. I broke my glasses too. How about that? I look like a Ranger the Nerd or something. Thanks for watching. And until next time on the substandard leader in Fox Body Videos, lover of drag vans. I'm actually fixing to start drag van up. POS Mustangs, Dirty Pickle sitting in there. I know people ask about it, and if I haven't done a State of the Union video yet or whatever, or something, a video that addresses what's going on with Dirty Pickle, we're still going to do it. It's just, as you can tell, we've had a lot of things happening with different cars, and it's just, it's one step forward, two steps back sometimes, and it's just the way it is. Growler fixing to bump y'all. So yeah, we are working on Dirty Pickles. We love POS Mustangs, Dirty Pickle, Trojan, Krusty. Those are all in our POS pile. Flash 86, yeah, it's in there too. Lincolns, 5.8s, Verts, LTDs, and Foxes of all colors, shapes, sizes, and economic levels. So we'll see you guys later.